the last major tournament, Dolan should have beaten Taylor again at the UK Open in the last 16. You may well remember he had 3 match darts to beat Phil Taylor in a deciding leg. Taylor, of course, went on to win the tournament. It could easily have been so different. How that will affect Brendan Dolan, I guess we'll find out in the next half hour or so.
Knowing Brendan, he'll just keep plodding on. Doesn't let things affect him too much. Absolutely loves being a professional dart player. Enjoys everything that's involved in the game.
100.
As we saw, well, that 9-darter in the Grand Prix a couple of years ago. Certainly put his name in lights, didn't it, Stuart? Three fantastic wins for Hybex, Caven and Lloyd. Certainly Caven the pick of the bunch. His wife certainly makes a mean cake. But it was Jamie who was Mr. Kipling, because he was exceedingly good.
60.
Well, the one-liners don't get any better, but the dart certainly does. And you've seen some brilliant darts so far on this opening night, and there's another example. First 180 in the first leg of the match, and crucially Thornton in charge against the throw. Talking to Jamie Caven after his win over Dave Chisnall, what a response from the Irishman. Caven was saying it was his game plan, all he was focused on was winning the first leg against the throw, and he knew that if he could do that he could go on and win the match. That's exactly what Rob Thornton will be thinking here.
60.
Very important to start well in these best of 11 first round games.
Yeah, certainly when you're playing on stage as a player, you just want to get that first leg on the board. It does relax you a hell of a lot and get you ready for the rest of the encounter.
Early requires 78.
Chance for Thornton to break.
Lovely dart, Robert Thornton. Perfect, perfect. A 180. And then a 2-dart finish. Thornton is looking menacing. And when you consider that, although we're into the third leg of the match only, there's 15 points between them in the averages. 100 plays 84, and even that early, this early in the match, that tells you that Thornton is very much in control. Didn't qualify for the tournament last year, Robert Thornton.
60.
He's come a long way since.
He was outside the top 16, wasn't he? And just wasn't high enough on the Pro Tour order of merit. The top 8 after 16, plus 7 from Europe, and the Scandinavian
60.
Which is Yanni Hervisto this year. Certainly got selection of the top Europeans here, Stuart. 3 Belgians as well.
121.
Good darts from Thornton. The Scot, you may remember, actually reached the semi-finals for the first ever European Championship back in 2008 in Frankfurt.
140.
Lost to Phil Taylor. Asking for another one in the treble.
140.
Right on cue from Thornton. Critical leg as far as Brendan Dolan is concerned. Grimace on the face of the Scot there.
Dolan will certainly leave something handy here. Thornton has the maximum score to get. He's certainly got a grimace on his face. Doesn't look too happy.
100.
I just wonder, you know, whether he may have just twinged something in the back. He's...
Well, may go for 2 double tops here. Yeah, went for 2 double tops. Unlucky there. Certainly was the right shot to go for.
You require 80.
He looks in pain, doesn't he?
Well, Certainly make him feel better if he can peg this one out. 20 for tops. Well, is it double 12 twice for leg 1 and 2? And again with the first dart. Doesn't look too happy, even though he's 3-0 ahead.
Sixth leg, Robert to throw first.
He leads 4-1, the Scot. He had one dart to go 5-0 up. Race to 6, of course, for a place in the second round. And Dolan here will sense that Thornton is in trouble. As I say, cannot lift his left arm sufficiently to be able to pull the darts out of the board. Drama here on the opening night of the European Championship. What can Dolan do about it?
87.
Well, he's certainly got up his game. Only averaging around 87 at the moment. Managed to go so into that game with that leg before the break. Thornton, if you can just dig deep here for the next 15-20 minutes.
140.
Not affecting his scoring. Just feeling the pain and inflicting it on the Irishman at the moment. He's thinking to himself, just get through this game and he can sort it out. Dolan certainly not hit the heights
100.
which he usually can do.
A wounded Scotsman. Beware the thorn. Fantastic. We consider the man is in, well, you can see a lot of pain, Robert Thornton, but he's still averaging nearly 102. It is, oh, it's a courageous.
Treble 20 for tops. It's the treble. Double 10, Dolan back on 254. No lesson from Thornton. His double attempt has been good, 5 out of 9.
Game on.
It's a big ask to win the last 4 legs, but we have seen it before.
Well, lots of plenty of room there for Brendan. And Brendan obliges and salutes the crowd. It's his first maximum. So maybe the Irishman making his move. Thornton still hitting the treble. Flick one over the top there. Unlucky there, 81. So Dolan effectively taking the throw, so if he can nick this one, he will be throwing first in the following one. Well, that's 4 treble 20s from Dolan. Well, just flicked the barrel.
100.
Tried to force that last one, as you saw, in a funny angle. Thornton, got to dig deep.
You know what it's like, don't you, to play through the pain barrier in a much bigger game than this with respect to Robert Thornton and Brendan Dolan.
Yeah, well, something with a trapped nerve in my neck. But all right, actually. It's probably the pain that took me away. I forgot all about the match. Yeah, giving his head a little bit of roll. 220, looking to leave something more valuable.
140.
See the look on Thornton's determination there.
64.
Gives himself 80. Dolan going for the big Shamali here, 164. Not this time. So Thornton will be wandering around the back of the hockey like an expectant father, looking.
You require 80.
Well, treble 20, double 10. Or 2 big 20s to his favourite tops. There's a treble. Double 10 for Thornton. On the wire.
60.
On the barrel.
Brandon, you require 64.
Chance for Dolan to step in. 64. Knows he has to get this. Knows he's in last chance saloon. Maybe takes a little bit of the pressure off. Should get at least one dart here. 16 or 8. Double 16 for another leg. Well, a long way off there, really. Brenda's standards.
So, Thornton through the pain barrier. 3 match darts have come and gone. No mistake this time, and in the circumstances, a terrific win for Robert Thornton, dishing out his own dose of tungsten pain, and Thornton knocks out Brendan Dolan to reach round 2 of the European Championship.